one more time. Each color and shape represent what's happening as the electrical impulse moves down through the heart, and also what's happening so far as in the right and left atria and the right and left ventricles, and what is occurring with moving the blood through there. Now, these different shapes on this diagram right here are called waves. The anything that rises either above the baseline or goes below the baseline are called waves or waveforms. You can see the purple waveform right at the beginning. That's the first waveform in the cardiac complex, and that is called the P wave. The next little space on the baseline is also purple, and that is called the PR segment. Yes, the PR segment. And there's a number of these different parts. You have waves, intervals, segments, and complexes. So the first rise above the baseline in purple there is the P wave. Then you have the segment that's next to it, and that's called the PR segment. The two of those together, the P wave and the segment, are known as the PR interval. And I'm telling you that because it goes in steps. You have to learn what each part is before you put it all together and see what's happening in each step along the way with the conduction system and the circulatory system. All right, then the next few that you see are this waveform, the one that goes all the way up to the top in orange and then comes back to the baseline, and then the one that goes below the baseline is still in orange and back up to the baseline. So this entire area from the end of the purple segment to the beginning of the orange segment, all the way up here, down below, and back up to the baseline, that is all called the QRS complex. This right here is Q. This is R. And this is S. And that is shown in your book. So that's the QRS complex. And just to tell you what that is right off the bat, it is so big that represents the depolarization of the ventricles, and that is when the impulse has left the AV node and is now moving down through the bundle branches and the Purkinje fibers to both ventricles, and it's causing the ventricles to contract. So that's why it's such a large part of the complex, is because that's the biggest event or biggest part of the heartbeat, is when the ventricles contract. All right, the next part you see is this little red segment right there. That's called the ST segment. And then this last fluorescent green wave is a large wave. That is called the T wave. And that's the end of the heartbeat. Here is the beginning of the heartbeat. This is the end of the heartbeat. Okay? Now, what I'm going to